everybody, I'm Dina and
I'm Joel.
and today we are reviewing our Cardo Packtalk Bolt systems.
The Cardo Packtalk Bolt is a motorcycle communication system that uses dynamic mesh. With smart audio mixing, you can have radio, music, mobile calls and intercom work all together at the same time. You can connect up to 15 riders, about 1.6 km in range. It's waterproof and the sound is by JBL. With a killer app, you can get full control of all custom settings and a battery life of up to 13 hours of talk time.
So this review is hopefully to help everybody or anybody who wants to get an intercom system, whether it's for couples, for friends or for family when you guys are riding together, and hopefully it will help you in Singapore's context. So let's dive right in.
So what exactly is the intercom used for and why you should consider getting it if you are riding? And especially if you're looking for intercom, you should consider a better intercom. Like maybe the one that we have here, which is Cardo, and I think the closest competitor is Sena. The intercom, what it can do is you can listen to music, and in this case, the Cardo Packtalk here that we have, the systems, they have JBL speakers inside. And if you already know, JBL makes really good quality speakers, so you get to listen to really good quality music when you're riding. That's one. When you are stationary or when you're moving at slow speeds, the volume of the music actually adjusts according to the speed at which you're riding. So if you're riding faster, then the volume will increase, and if you are stopping at a traffic light, the volume will decrease, and so that it's not very overbearing, the music. Okay, so aside from music, you can receive calls and make calls. So receiving calls, when somebody's calling you on your phone, you just need to press any button on the intercom unit and you can receive your call, and the call quality so far, and we're happy to report that it's very clear. How you make calls on this Cardo system is actually through Google Voice. So
Usually we'll just go like, hey Cardo, that also works. If not, we are both using Huawei phones, so we'll just say like, hey Google, call Joel, and it will make the call for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So aside from that, you have your ability to connect with each other. So if you're riding on separate bikes, we'll be able to talk to each other using the intercom or the radio signal, or I think it's Bluetooth 5 or something like that.
Bluetooth and DMC mesh. I think it's their proprietary mesh for Cardo. Supposedly, I think it can connect up to like 2 kilometers. We haven't tried to that far yet. We kind of get disconnected, like on the PIE.
They tested it in a wide open space environment. Whereas in Singapore, we're in a concrete jungle, we're urban and setting.
Got a lot of buildings.
There's a lot of building, a lot of interferences. So my take is, at best, we get up to maybe 700 meters to 800 meters, about that. More than 500 meters, but less than a kilometer for sure. And especially in the tunnel, the range is a bit weaker.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you are looking for intercom, you do need to manage expectations.
When you are in the tunnel, we actually need to open the antenna up lah. But if we are like riding at PIE, we can get away without opening this antenna up. But definitely in the tunnel, we need to. So actually inside, right, when you first set it up, there's I don't know if some of your helmets will have actually the space that's allocated for the speakers.
Yeah, so basically it's like indentations in your helmet. Has these two circular indentations to allow you to place your ear pads that come together with your Cardo unit.
And then there's the mic as well, which sits right here. So this one is not the mic with the
boomstick mic. That one, you use that if you're using a half-face helmet.
Yeah, but for this one, since we are both using full face, it's just a little wire. It's not intrusive at all. What do you want to prioritize? Whether it's your audio, your music, or like your apps, right? Or you want to prioritize the intercom mesh itself. Yeah, so that's something cool that I really enjoyed using it lah.
If let's say she is coming from her home and I'm coming from my home, and we are coming from different locations, for example, and then we both have our Cardo unit on, and the moment we come into range with each other, right, it automatically connects us together. So we don't have to press any button to figure out and fiddle with the unit while riding.
So once it connects, there's a ding, there's a little sound, so you kind of know that it's connected to him. Yeah, then when you first start it up, right, it will also make a sound when it connects to your phone successfully.
With the app, you can do all that settings, and then you can also check the battery life of your Cardo and many other stuff. And speaking of battery life, the battery life on these units, how are we doing so far? Because for
I
me,
feel like it's quite good. He blasts his music and he can make it last for about 3 days. So it's definitely waterproof lah. That one is proven. Like I think we both got stuck in heavy rain with our Cardo units. No issues so far at all.
so there's battery life, it's the user interface, the user experience, the music quality compared to I use this other unit, the cheaper unit. It's called the Parani unit. It's a similar intercom. It works similarly, but the range is not as good as the Cardo. The music quality is not as good as well, because if on the Parani, if you turn up the volume too loud, the music is quite piercing. I've had a Parani fall out from my helmet once before.
Oh yeah, we were on the road.
The clip that wasn't very secure. So I'm not sure why that happened. It only happened once. Some of the lower end models require you to stick the adhesive on the helmet shell itself, and that can be difficult to remove and you might leave a stain. But for the Cardo unit, it's a clip. So the features are good. The battery life is, I think it's pretty decent. The Parani is also about the same, but Parani has a lot less features.
There's supposedly like a Bluetooth function, but we tried to connect with his brother who's using a different one. We couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I mean,
so
our user
the Bluetooth part, right, like I don't know if it's legit or not. Maybe if somebody out there like has done it successfully, you can share with us how to do it.
Yeah.
So much of talking about
all the good things.
the good stuff. What are the bad stuff?
Have you had any bad experiences with it?
I think in terms of the installation, I had no issues.
But what happened on the RI was that the cheek pads, it didn't really sit properly. So for a good first month of using it, right, I couldn't really hear him very well. Even though like if I'm stationary, like at home, right, we tried it on, it was all good, all clear, right? But on the road, like I just couldn't make up his words. We went back to them and then they helped me. They realigned it.
Yep.
It is much better now. There's not much issues. I can hear him fine. That was my sort of bad experience with it, but I think it was more of an installation issues. How about you?
Sometimes the music gets a bit choppy. Maybe my phone is placed in my pocket, the Bluetooth isn't really strong, or there are other interferences around. But having said that issue is not specific to Cardo. I experienced that even more on the Parani unit. I think we paid the pair was like how much?
$600.
It was like about $600 for the pair. It is pricey. So these systems can last you quite a number of years, whereas the other units that I had didn't last very long, usually about 1 to 2 years, and then it just starts breaking down. You might want to think about it, because I think the major downside for me would be the cost. Otherwise, you can look at I think there are the mid-tier range for Cardo.
Yeah, there is.
I think we went ahead with Cardo over Senna. I think mainly because of her research, but I think conclusively we found consensus out there on the internet and forums, reviews as well, that Cardo has a bit edges Senna out a little bit better. And I personally have friends who also found issues with their Senna units. So I'm not sure if there's just the problem is just lies with their units. But so far, I mean, we used the Cardo for 6 months already or more.
About that.
Yeah, so regularly, and we found no fault with the units
so far. Would you recommend it to your friends and families? I would recommend it if you don't mind paying the price for it. Yeah.
I would actually. If you really need an intercom, I would say if you ride a lot, you value comfort. You value
and you like your music, especially when
you like your music. You like taking phone calls with clarity and with good connection. I think you should consider this, and you just need it to listen to very soft music in the background. Take calls very rarely on when you're riding. Then I think you can consider the lower end models. I think they still work fine.
Yes, especially if you're riding a lot, right, and you get caught in the rain, as long as it's a waterproof unit, I think that's also one consideration lah.
If you want to educate us poor fellas on not knowing how
We
to
really
use.
don't know. I feel like we're not using it
Yeah,
to the
we
maximum.
might not be using it to the full potential of this unit lah, because maybe we just
We just use for what
malas
we need lah.
lazy lah.
We're just using it for what we
Yeah,
need.
yeah.
that's
We
all.
basically
Yeah.
use it to just what we need. We don't need to discover any more functions at this moment until at least the borders open. So, I mean, if you have any questions, just ask us. If you want to share some features that we do not know, just feel free to also comment or DM
I would
us.
love to know more features that I don't know.
Yeah, so I think that's about it from us.
That's all from us. So if you like our review video and you want to see us review more things, whether it's motorbike gear
Or helmets.
oh yeah,
Because she's using a rather more rare RI helmet, which is the Rapid Neo. It's a newer Cafe Racer helmet. And I'm just using the X14. I mean, yeah. So if you want us to do more reviews on other stuff, bike stuff, like helmets or gloves or whatever, or
hit
suits,
like, subscribe
just comment
to
lah.
our brand new YouTube page.
YouTube ah?
Yes?
I thought it was gonna be on Insta story.
No. So hit like and comment below, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.